For the second time in its short history, the FIM Women's Circuit Racing World Championship will be settled in the Andalusia region of southern Spain at the Circuito de Jerez Ángel Nieto. After a superb 6-round tour of Europe, it all comes down to today's last race of the season, and a Spanish champion is guaranteed in what will be a spectacular showdown. Dave Goddard and Steve English here at trackside for race 2. Steve, after the amount of action and controversy we saw yesterday, this is going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, it comes down to the final race of the season. 15 points is the difference between Maria Herrera and Beatriz Nela. Now it comes down to how Herrera is going to tactically go into this race. Does she try and finish on the podium and keep herself out of trouble by being at the front of the field, or does she keep a watching brief through the course of the race and maybe just drop a few positions down? She doesn't need to go out and win, she doesn't need to go out and be on the podium, but for Herrera, she wants to make sure that she's able to get the job done.
Yes, well, she was quickest in Tisso's Super Pole at the start of the weekend, but there was plenty of controversy at the start and end of yesterday's race. A red flag after confusion with the starting procedure saw a shortened race 1. Absorbing 4-way battle developed on the restart, which saw a new winner on the road in the shape of wildcard Paula Ramos, but she would be penalised 3 seconds for a collision with Beatriz Nela as the riders entered the final lap, and it was the latter's title rival Maria Herrera who inherited her 6th win of the season, leaving her 15 points clear in that championship battle, while Chloe Jones took second to move ahead of Roberta Ponziani in the battle for bronze. Top 9 on the grid set by the lap times from yesterday's race, of course. It is Paula Ramos who will start on pole position with Maria Herrera, Chloe Jones alongside. Beatriz Nela will line up on 4 of the grid. We're set to see that quartet battling at the front of the field once again. 24 riders on this grid for what will be an 11-lap race. Maria Herrera all set at the front of the field, inherited that success yesterday, aiming for her first double win. She doesn't need to win today, but aiming for that first double to try and wrap up the title in the best start possible. There is Beatriz Nela starting just behind, furious to be forced out wide of the lead by that contact with Paula Ramos yesterday. Needs nothing less than a win here to try and overturn that 15-point deficit. She needs a lot of luck here to overhaul Maria Herrera in the championship. So we're about to get underway with the warm-up lap. Then just one non-starter for this race from yesterday. Jessica Howden, the South African rider, crashed yesterday. Unfortunately, suffered a fractured pelvis, so is a non-starter today. So the warm-up lap about to get underway. Warm conditions here in the south of Spain. 24 degrees track temperature, a little cooler than we've seen so far in the rest of the weekend. Should lead to slightly improved grip levels. We saw plenty of sliding from the leading bikes, especially Paula Ramos in yesterday's race. Paula, very special indeed, coming back to racing, having to had to take some 4 years out of racing for budgetary reasons, but she is only 17 years of age, been racing since the age of 12, and a very special talent indeed, as we saw yesterday, starting from the pole here.
Yeah, for Ramos, it was really strong yesterday and able to show that she's not going to be afraid of going bar to bar with any of the riders. She's 18, she's one of the youngest riders in the field, but she's got a lot of confidence, she's got experience, and she's been able to put it to good use yesterday. What was interesting was she rides in a different way to everyone else, and that's going to give the other riders a bit of confidence to know that there is different ways that you can push hard on these bikes, different ways that you're able to try and slide on the way into the corners. Jerez obviously plays into that as well for her, but for everyone else, it's about trying to make sure that they're able to give themselves the opportunity to get to the front. For Ramos, penalty yesterday was very harsh on her, and she ended up in a situation where she finishes off the podium. She's going to be fired up to go out and win this race.
As fired up as Beatriz Nela will be, she will channel her anger from the end of yesterday's race at being forced wide on that last lap with that bit of contact into her riding today, coming through from the second row of the grid. One to watch for me is Chloe Jones, the British rider. 5 second places in a row for her now. She was on the tail of the 3 Spanish pace setters all the way yesterday. A maiden race win would be a wonderful way to round off her season.
Yeah, and for a lot of these riders, by trying to give yourself those opportunities, and for Herrera, the chance to wrap up her first World Championship. She's going to start from the front row of the grid, give herself the prospect of a top 5 finish is all she needs, and if she's able to come away with that, she's able to win her first championship. But easier said than done whenever you're trying to give yourself that as your goal. You need to make sure that you stay out of trouble, and the easiest way to stay out of trouble is to ride your normal race.
Battle for the 3rd place in the championship is on as well. Chloe Jones overtaking Roberta Ponziani, the Italian, yesterday, now 6 points ahead in the fight for the bronze medal. Ponziani was quickest in this morning's warm-up, so on the pace. She starts down at P9, though, only 9th quickest in the lap times in yesterday's race. Second row of the grid, Nela with Lucy Budicel and Natalia Rivera. Avalon Lewis, Taylor Relf and Roberta Ponziani the third row of this 24-rider grid, the finale for World WCR, the second time the title has been decided here at the 4.4-kilometre Circuito de Jerez. Ángel Nieto. We will have a Spanish champion at the end of it, but who will it be? Will it be Herrera? Will it be Naylor? Will we see a new race winner here? 11 laps coming your way. The revs start to rise, the red lights come on, and away they go. A big wheelie for somebody at the back there, all over the place, but it's a great start by Maria Herrera. Goes into the lead as they head down towards the uphill run into turn one for the first time. Already sliding around there is Paula Ramos, superpowers she's known, up there in second. Trying to get up the inside is Chloe Jones on the 15, trying to strike early towards the front here. She's going to try and go through for second into turn two, but it is Maria Herrera who leads the way around the opening section of the lap. It looks like Ramos has held second place, Jones in third, Beatriz Naylor is down in fourth, and Lucy Budasel getting away well up into P5.
A couple of moments there for Jones on the run through turn two. It looked like the front nearly went from underneath her, and then she was in a little bit too deep into turn three, and she's opened the door there for Naylor to come through as well. So drops down into fourth position there for Jones on the number 15.
I think it was Madalena Simoes, the Portuguese rider on the 22, who nearly lost it coming off the start line there as they head up towards the Pedrosa hairpin for the first time. It's a classic overtaking spot, and look at Paula Ramos sliding down the inside of the number 6 on Maria Herrera into the lead for the first time in this second race of the weekend. Naylor up into third place ahead of Chloe Jones. Are we going to see the first 5 break away as we saw in yesterday's race? Number 8, Taylor Ralph, the Australian, heads the second group on the full throttle racing machine.
Yeah, good start from Ralph from the third row of the grid, and able to put herself in a position to be able to fight here. She's been able to have some good performances in the second half of this year and trying to cap off the season with a decent result.
Way to go yet, 11 laps of this Circuito de Jerez here in the south of Spain.
This is the big moment as well, where you can see for Maria Herrera under attack now from Beatriz Naylor. This is where Herrera has to show how she's going to set out her stall for this race. Are you going to defend this position, or are you going to just allow Naylor to come through knowing that you're still in a position to win the championship? The defensive line there from Herrera indicates exactly how she's going to try and play this one out. She wants to be in the thick of this battle. Side
by side for fourth, Lucy Budasel, the French rider, our top newcomer this year, coming through into fourth place on the inside of Chloe Jones as they came through the Lorenzo hairpin at the end of the lap. Completing lap number 1, there it is, Paula Ramos, who leads by over 0.8 of a second. I suspect we might see her pull away in the lead here as the championship fighters battle among themselves for that P2. Herrera just moving across there as Beatriz Naylor tries to get into position on the inside. Chloe Jones fighting back on the inside for fourth place, side by side with Budasel. Behind them is Avalon Lewis, the New Zealander. She's running well on the number 21.
See, Ramos is away and gone, so ultimately that's bad news for Beatriz Naylor's championship prospects, because she needs to score maximum points here in the hope of being able to win the World Championship. And Ramos with a lead of over a second and just continuing to stretch out means that Naylor doesn't have the availability of those big points on offer for 25 for the race win.
Paula Ramos just worried about staying in front and making up for her disappointment yesterday. I think she's not thinking about the championship battle. She is the wild card here this weekend. Chloe Jones up there still in fourth place. Everybody else rather bottling up behind the 2 championship contenders now. Losing a couple of spots there. The number 20 of Natalia Rivera made a slight mistake coming out of turn 6. I think they possibly missed a gear as Chloe Jones tries to close in on Beatriz Naylor for that third place, but Naylor cannot afford to lose any ground. She's got to attack here. She's going to try and go up the inside into the right-hander at turn 9, but Maria Herrera closes the door. That's going to allow Jones to close up again as well.
After the penalties yesterday, 5 second-place finishes in a row for Chloe Jones on the number 15 machine, so really good performance by her to be able to end the season so strongly, trying to make sure she's able to come away with another podium now, but she's got Lucy Budasel with a good run on her through these fast right-handers into the last corner.
Saw the French rider take her first podium on home soil at Manicourt 6 weeks ago in the previous round of the championships. Goes a little bit wide, trying to cut in on the exit of turn 13 there, ahead of Taylor Ralph. Avalon Lewis battling for 6th and 7th. Ruiz, Rivera and Ponziani rounding out the top 10. So as things stand at the moment, Chloe Jones will be comfortably third in the championship, but plenty of laps to go yet as Beatriz Naylor down the inside into turn 1, had a look there, but wasn't able to get alongside Maria Herrera, and of course now she'll be backed up further into the pursuers on the 15 and 17, Jones and Budasel. The lead is up to 1.8 seconds now, so Paula Ramos has checked out at the front of the field. She has pulled away, looking to make up for that penalty yesterday that dropped her from P1 to P4 in the results. Maria Herrera currently in a perfect position to win her first World WCR title.
Yeah, Herrera doing what she needs to do. Ultimately, if Ramos is able to keep opening that lead to over 2 seconds, it's going to be a case of fighting for second spot. And Herrera wants to hold on to that. Naila hasn't really been able to put a wheel down the inside of her yet. We'll see if she's willing to do it down into 6. The riders make their way into the Dani Pedrosa corner, and again, not close enough to try and make a move on Maria Herrera. Look over the shoulder there for Chloe Jones on the number 15 machine just to see who's in the group. The pace isn't hot in that group as well. Low 53s, high 52s. That's about a second and a half off the pace that they're capable of running.
Chloe Jones had a brief look down the inside at turn 6, but she wasn't close enough to get the overlap on bed 3's Naila. Turn 9 is another common overtaking spot. Naila had a quick look, but again wasn't close enough to her championship rival Maria Herrera. And Jones and Budasel next. They've dropped the next group very slightly. Taylor Relf up there in P6. She's currently down in 9th in the championship standings. Roberta Ponziani has improved through to P8 as well, behind Avalon Lewis. After a slightly slow start, the Italian is on the attack, the only non-Spanish race winner of the season. Naila and Herrera have divided the wins up between them so far, the only exception being Ponziani's win on home tarmac at Cremona in Italy. Across the line they come then into lap 4. Lead is up to 2 seconds, just over now for Ramos ahead of Herrera. Here comes Naila having a look on the inside again. Wasn't close enough. Maria Herrera has got the advantage into every turn here. Reeling off the fastest laps is Paula Ramos. She's just running away out in front. Her lead increasing all the time to over 2 seconds now. Battle for second. This quartet starting to pull away slightly from Taylor Relf in 6th position. Now Ponziani has taken Avalon Lewis. She's up into P7. Just see the flash of turquoise there. The number 96 teammate to Maria Herrera at Clint Forward Racing. As Naila up the inside, she could get second position away here at turn 5. She's through.
Yeah, and you can see for Herrera just trying to give herself the chance of a strong run down the back straight. We'll see if she wants to attack down into 6. There's no reason for Herrera to attack. There's no reason for her to put herself in a position where she's vulnerable to other riders. She needs to just get out of the way and keep herself in that group between herself and Ponziani, her teammate, and Taylor Relf, because it doesn't matter for her championship prospects, because Naila's not going to be able to score enough points in second position.
Naila has to win, and Herrera dropped that down out of this top 5. She's in 4th place at the moment because Chloe Jones has come through into P3, but Herrera still trying back up the inside as they go around the right hand of the turn 9 and 10, and back up into P3 ahead of the British rider. She wants to make it at least 6 second places in a row if she can. She'd love her maiden race win, but we have a new race leader out in front. Paula Ramos going for her first race victory. 2.3 seconds up now as they come through to the end of lap number 4. Chloe Jones on the wider line there. Naila will hold second place. Herrera in 3rd. Ponziani's gained another place as well. She's up into P6 now. It's got ahead of Taylor Relf and could act as a tail gunner for her teammates here in this battle for second place, as Jones has a look up the inside into turn 1. There we see a successful move from that far back, and it doesn't work for Chloe Jones. She remains in P4. Budasel is still in there as well. There's Ponziani, the number 96, on the back of this group. It's now going to be 5 of them for second place.
The pace is so slow in that group right now as well, though. It's 53s, and Naila at the front of the field in this group is able to give herself that chance to bring more riders into play. Ultimately, as the championship points are, she needs all of these riders to be able to fight with her, to be able to take points off Herrera, but tough for Naila to be able to give herself the chance to win a championship, but she needs to have all the riders in this group able to fight it out.
Well, Herrera is still looking there for second place, trying to get back ahead of her championship rival. Chloe Jones in behind. Here comes Ponziani up the inside. A little bit of a moment there for Lucy Budasel on the outside on the number 17. Goes side by side with Roberta Ponziani. She might get the inside line here for the left-hander at turn 7. I think she's got through there on the number 17. Yes, up into P4. Herrera's been shuffled back there. She's still in 5th place, though, and that will be enough to give her the title. Her teammate is now behind her, Roberta Ponziani, and can act as that tail gunner to hold off any more riders. Currently, Paquita Ruiz on the 46 there, next in the order.
Yeah, Ruiz just trying to give herself a chance to attack as well, and Taylor Relf doing a good job there in the number 8 machine. It looks like for Relf, she's been able to pick off Ruiz on the run through the stadium section, and she won't be afraid of trying to make some moves on the Clint Forward bikes in front.
Still this battle for second rages on. Missing all the fun is Paula Ramos out in front. She's nearly 3.5 seconds clear now. Beatriz Naylor holds that second place. Herrera is in P5 behind Lucy Budisil. Will she get a slipstream here down the straight and perhaps just move up a position to make it a little safer? The margin would only be 6 points as it stands at the moment. She doesn't want to lose any further ground here, Maria Herrera. She's safe in 5th place at the moment with her teammate behind her, chasing Lucy Budisil. As Beatriz Naylor now coming under pressure from Chloe Jones, and Budisel's moving up on the outside. Herrera might have a look on the inside there with that change of line from Lucy Budisil, but she holds the place. Naylor still holds that second place. Ramos with another fastest lap. She's away and gone by over 4 seconds.
Just to say, if Herrera finishes at the back of this group, it's 11th position, which gives her 5 points as well. So it's just about trying to see where that all filters in, because they came in with a 15-point lead. Herrera's at the back of this group, Naylor's at the front of it. They end up all square on points, but Naylor would lose out on count back a race win. So ultimately for Maria Herrera, the only way that she gets into trouble is by staying in a position where she's surrounded by all these riders.
The tighter line there through the Pedrosa corner, turn 6. She's could get back up into 4th place here. It was on the inside of Budisil. Yes, she's through on the number 17. So it is still Beatriz Naylor who leads this group. She's trying to go after Paula Ramos, but that's looking pretty remote, her chances at the moment.
She's not trying to go after her. She can't catch her at this stage. She's running in the 53. She's trying to bring as many riders into this group as she can, and that's why we've ended up with a big group of riders like this. It's not coincidental that this is the first time we've seen a group this size in WCR.
It's a very interesting battle. It's almost like a Supersport 300 race at the moment, as Maria Herrera has a look up the inside there to try and challenge Chloe Jones. Looking to get back into the podium places here. Jones will be eager to keep up her run of podiums. A fantastic second half she has had to her season. Roberta Ponziani there on the wider line coming into the final hairpin at Lorenzo corner. Jones runs out a bit wide as well. Herrera could get through on the inside. Yes, she has. Up into P3 now. That will increase the gap in the live standings to 11 points over the rider in front of her now, Beatriz Naylor. Jones next in the order, then Budisil just holding off Ponziani there into turn 1. Ruiz, Ralph, Sanchez, Lewis and Rivera all starting to close in as well into this great draft for second place.
Yeah, mid-53s last time around for Naylor, so again, just trying to keep that pace low to give all these riders a chance to get themselves into the mix. Obviously for Ponziani, teammate to Herrera, it's unlikely that you see her really being able to fight with her teammate. So for Herrera on the number 6 machine, just keeping herself in that 3rd spot, trying to keep herself out of trouble. The big trouble hotspots down in towards turn 6 coming up.
Here they come then, dropping down the straight into the Dani Pedrosa hairpin. This is the classic slipstreaming and overtaking section of this Quito de Jerez. Look at Budisil up the inside there attacking Chloe Jones. She could go through into P4. Ponziani sweeping for the outside. Well, there might have been a little bit of bumping in there around the hairpin. Naylor still holds that second place there.
And that's where for Herrera, she's trying to make sure she stays out of that trouble. And ultimately, if she's at the front of this group, it leaves all those riders behind her. And for Herrera, she's trying to now break away with Naylor, and if she's able to attack and hit the front of this group, she'll try and drop the pace and try and split the group again. But Naylor's riding well to be able to defend that lead against Herrera.
Two title riders are able to get away slightly there coming out of turn 6 because of that change of position further back between Budisil and Jones, while they lost a bit of momentum as they tackled each other through the hairpin with Ponziani on their tails as well. The two Spaniards were able to get away, but now it's all closing up again. We come down into the final corner at turn 13. Herrera had a quick look on the inside there, not able to get alongside Beatriz Naylor, but P3 behind her rival will be quite enough, thank you, for the world title. Just 4 laps to go now. 2/3 of race distance have been completed, so if there is a red flag, the result can be declared and full points awarded. Lucy Budisil wants to get back on the podium here, chasing the title contenders. Here we see that moment down at turn 6. There may have been, was a little bit of bumping and boring there. It looked like Budisil clipped the back wheel of Maria Herrera.
And ultimately, that's the only thing that can stop Herrera from winning the championship, is if she has contact with another rider and drops out of this group. But for Herrera, still trying to give herself the chance to attack Naylor, try and lead this group and be able to drop the pace and open up a bit of a gap. But the group very much staying together.
We haven't forgotten about our race leader. Paula Ramos is well out in front, our wild card here at Jerez this weekend. Her sideways style on show there coming down into turn 6. She's over 6 seconds clear of the main focus. This battle comes into turn 6 now. It is still Naylor ahead of Herrera, as she has been pretty much all the way. Ponziani's got past Chloe Jones as well, up into P5 there, going into turn 6. So Jones drops back into 6th position. She's been a bit frustrated this weekend, was caught in traffic in Superpole on Friday and was only able to start down in P7. Came through to inherit 2nd place when Ramos was penalised. She'll want to get herself back into a podium position here if she can, but it means getting past first Roberta Ponziani, I should say, then Lucy Budisol, and then the title contenders awaits. Here they come then round the long right-hander at turn 11 up to turn 12, Ferrari corner, then down to the Lorenzo hairpin to end lap number 8 out of 11 in this World WCR finale here at Jerez. Lucy Budisol wants to challenge for a podium. She's still ahead of Ponziani there in the battle for 4th position as things stand at the moment. So Jones would take 3rd in the championship by just 5 points ahead of Roberta Ponziani, and Herrera gets into the slipstream there down the pit straight. She could have a look up the inside here into turn 1. Can she get the right turn back in time? Braithwaite Naylor back up the inside. They're side by side for that 2nd place. This is allowing all the rest of that group to close up on them as well, and Naylor does retake that 2nd position. Herrera had a stab at it there going down into the 1st turn. She got the slipstream, but wasn't quite able to turn the bike back onto the inside line on the exit, and Beatriz Naylor went back underneath, and Herrera had to, of course, be wary of other riders trying to pounce at the same time, the likes of Budisol, Jones and Ponziani in there as well. The tail of Ponziani now is Sarah Sanchez. She was stymied by a few problems in Tissot Superpole on Friday, limited running due to problems with the broken visor on her crash helmet. Has had to fight through the field in both races. Here comes the battle into turn 6 again, and Herrera's caught on the outside line there. She could have lost 3rd place. Yes, Lucy Budisol is into a podium position now. Herrera down into 4th. Naylor gets away just a little bit, so Herrera just needs to play it safe here in the closing laps.
Yeah, ultimately for Herrera, all she has to do is just finish at the back of this group, and she's still got that opportunity to win the championship, and just keeping herself in that 4th spot means that more than enough is being done for Herrera. And the group is tight because of the pace that's being set by Naylor at the front of it, bringing all these riders together. Back at the group is still Natalia Rivera, and that's P11. So for Maria Herrera, the last 2 laps are just about trying to avoid being involved in someone else's incident.
Will she play it safe though, or does she want to get back on the podium, Maria Herrera, to celebrate her title with the top 3? Well, Budisol holding her off at the moment. It's been a cracking debut season for Lucy Budisol, including that podium at Manicourt. She was in the top 6 in yesterday's race. Showed some good Superpole form as well. Was close to a front row start in the UK round at Donington, and she's attacking Beatriz Naylor here out of turn 1, trying to take 2nd place away. Here comes Paquita Ruiz. Where's she come from? On the 46, she's making her way through the group now with the white crash helmet up alongside Chloe Jones. I think she's got through possibly into P6. She was briefly in P4 as they came down the straight there, getting the slipstream. She's settled now into P5 behind Herrera, who may go up the inside here. Having a look, Budisol holds her off. Strong run in the closing stages here from Paquita Ruiz on the 46 to get ahead of the likes of Jones, Sanchez and Ponziani.
Yeah, decent effort from Ruiz, and an opportunity to finish on the podium as well. We'll see what happens down into turn 6 with all these riders trying to attack each other, and Budisol, big slide, swipes across the front of Beatriz Naylor as well. So good riding there from Budisol.
That was a brilliant move by Lucy Budisol, sliding the bike like a speedway machine into turn 6 there, but she got the bike stopped and has got the move done. Is up into P2. We said she wanted a 2nd podium of the season, and that's a very stylish bit of riding indeed. But the championship contenders will fight back. Beatriz Naylor straight back on the inside.
You can see for Naylor as well, it's very comfortable for her every time to get through to the front of this group as well. And I think that for the other riders in the group, it comes down to ultimately, as a championship contender, you're doing your best to make sure that you don't get too much in the way for her. But they're in that battle with Herrera as well, and it's obviously a little bit complicated out there.
Coming down to the start of the final lap of the season for World WCR 2025, as Beatriz Naylor holds that 2nd place. Paula Ramos out in front here by over 8.5 seconds. She is heading for her maiden victory in this final race of the season. We've got a faller towards the back. It's the number 14 of Mallory Dobbs, unfortunately, that has come down as Naylor battles it out with Budisol for 2nd place. Maria Herrera is less than a lap away now from her 1st world title.
Yeah, and you can see for Herrera there on the number 6 machine, just keeping herself just off the podium positions in 4th, and a little wave there from her to her other riders in the group as well, and almost trying to swat them away.
So here they come then, less than just over half a lap of the season to go. Beatriz Naylor has done all she can in that second place, couldn't keep up with the pace of Paula Ramos. She's tried to delay things for her championship rival to get the other riders into this big group for second place, but Maria Herrera currently sat there in 4th position. She may attack Lucy Budasel here, try and go up the inside. Chloe Jones having a look as well. Ruiz sweeps around the outside, so it could be P5 yet for Maria Herrera. This is such a strong end to the race for Paquita Ruiz, but all eyes will be on the number 6 machine, the Eclipse Forward Racing Yamaha of Maria Herrera, because she is just a few corners away from the world title. The battle for 2nd and 3rd place will go right to the checkered flag, though, as Herrera runs a little bit wide there out onto the curbs there. At the inside, Beatriz Naylor still fighting it out with Lucy Budasel. It's going to go all the way to the line of that 2nd place, and Jones has come through to 5th as a result of Herrera running.
Regardless for Naylor, she needs to make sure she gets 20 points for 2nd, and then you just see if anything happens to Herrera into the last corner.
Here they come then up towards that last corner in just a moment. It's going to be a win for Paula Ramos. We're going to have a wild card winner here in the season finale. It's all eyes on this battle for 2nd place. Beatriz Naylor holds it at the moment, and the 2 teammates are getting involved there off the final corner. They come up towards the line. Ramos will take the win, but the rest of the pack comes over the line, headed by Beatriz Naylor, but a little further back in the order, Maria Herrera, number 6 in P6, and wins the Women's Circuit Racing World Championship for 2025. Congratulations to Maria Herrera. It's got a little bit leery at times in there in that battle for 2nd place, losing out to Chloe Jones on that final lap, but P6 will be enough. Maria Herrera, who came so close in the inaugural season of World WCR, wins the World Championship. Yeah,
the contact into that last corner actually came with Chloe Jones and the teammate of Herrera, and Maria able to come through, take that World Championship. 5 points is the difference between herself and Naylor, and ultimately that last lap in yesterday's race for Naylor, that was making it very difficult for her to have a chance to win the championship. She tried to run the race as slowly as possible to keep the group as big as possible, but behind Avalon Lewis at the back of this group, Natalia Rivera at the back of this group, there was a big gap back to the likes of Astrid Madrigal and Mal Dobbs before her crash. So ultimately there wasn't enough points on offer as long as you didn't win the race, and for Pau Ramos, she was able to just run away from the group because she was able to run good, consistent, low 52s.
So a race win on her debut weekend. We must give full credit to Paula Ramos. She just ran away at the front, 9.5 seconds. Her eventual margin of victory. Beatriz Naylor confirmed in 2nd place, and Lucy Budasel on the podium for the 2nd time in her career in 3rd. Brilliant battle there with Beatriz Naylor in the closing stages. Paquita Ruiz coming through in the closing laps through that 2nd place fight to take 4th position. Chloe Jones in 5th. Herrera in 6th position. That is enough to give her the championship this year, just ahead of teammate Roberta Ponziani after they almost tripped over each other through the final corner. Sarah Sanchez, Taylor Elf and Natalia Rivera completing the top 10. See the top 3 in Parc Ferme shortly, and our new world champion, of course. As they are about to head round on their celebratory lap. We've already seen Maria Herrera congratulated down on track, 6 times a race winner this season. That's only the 2nd time she's finished off the podium this season, the last time being the 2nd race at Manicourt when she was in P4. She wins the title by just 5 points over Beatriz Naylor. In the end, Naylor tried everything she could. Once it became apparent she wasn't going to be able to catch Paula Ramos out in front, she tried to back up the rest of the field, get as many challengers on the back of Maria Herrera as she could to try and slide the title rival down the order into the traffic. But it wasn't quite enough for Beatriz Naylor, and she has to settle for P2 in the championship. Chloe Jones takes P3, 8 points clear of Roberta Ponziani. You see the celebrations beginning down there at trackside.
Yeah, and for Herrera, her first world championship, obviously last year here in the WCR, it was her against her longtime rival Ana Carrasco for the championship. And this year, Herrera came in as the championship favourite. It went down to the wire again, but she was able to get the job done. And you can see for her what it means to get that across the line and be able to live up to the billing as the pre-season favourite.
Yeah, she certainly was after her narrow defeat. Ana Carrasco it was who took the title here at Jerez last year before moving up into the FIM Supersports World Championship. A sweet victory here for the rider known as the Wheelie Queen. See plenty of wheelies and other celebrations, I am sure, for a very happy Maria Herrera. Wheelie Queen about to be crowned down there at the side of the track between turns 11 and 12. Happy scenes here in southern Spain. Second year in a row, a Spanish champion is crowned at home. What a fine ceremony down in the gravel trap on the outside of turn 11. Congratulations to Maria Herrera. And we will see her very shortly head towards Parc Fermé, where we can hear her thoughts on what's been a fantastic season here in the FIM World WCR, the second season for this groundbreaking championship that's growing in stature all the time. We've seen Maria Herrera appear in the Moto E World Championship as well this season, and looking to move on up in the world of international motorcycling.
Yeah, Herrera, obviously, with all of her World Championship experience in Moto 3, in the Supersport World Championship, we saw her in action in the past as well, in the 300 class, but finally able to win her first World Championship. And a rider that's shown a lot of ambition at different times in the past, and for her it'll be interesting to see what she decides to do next year as well, and what the future's going to hold for her, because obviously we've seen Ana Carrasco step up into the Supersport class this season, and for Maria it will be interesting to see where she ends up in next season as well, if she stays in the WCR or if she looks to move.
Emotion running high for Beatriz Nela, who has fought so hard this season against her Spanish rival, coming up just 5 points short. In the end, she did all she could in that battle for second place. Race win is what was needed, as the number 1 is applied to Maria Herrera's machine. The rest of the top 3 are congratulated down in Parc Fermé. Paula Ramos, Super Pau, our race winner, and Lucy Budicel, second podium of her career. Her first race win, surely not far away as the championship heads into 2026. But here comes the gold number 1, the golden crash helmets. The Wheelie Queen has been crowned here at Circuito de Jerez Angel Nieto this afternoon. She now heads into pit lane and will be greeted by the Clint Forward racing team. Chloe Jones, as we say, taking third in the championship, 81 points off Maria Herrera's total, but 8 ahead of Roberta Pontiani. Sarah Sanchez completing the top 5, was a winner here at Jerez last season. A quieter year for Sarah this year. Lucy Budicel, the newcomer of the year, in P6 in the points, ahead of Luis, Astrid Madrigal and Taylor Ralph. Fantastic season it has been, the FIM World WCR. Here comes our champion through the Guard of Honour in victory lane here at the Pirelli Spanish round into Parc Fermé. We'll confirm the full results in a few moments' time as the world champion celebrates with fellow Spaniard, our race winner, Paula Ramos. Hopes that Paula does get a full-time ride in the championship next year. She is one to watch, to say the least. Yeah,
definitely. This weekend we've been able to see her able to fight at the front all the way through, cross the line for both races as the first rider across, but obviously that penalty yesterday changed things for her. But to come in and make such a big impact, you want to see what she can do next year if she's here for a full season. And it was good to be able to see a different style at the front as well, and sliding into every corner, aggressive everywhere, and that's what you want to see from riders in the class.
Yes, indeed, some great style from a number of our riders here this weekend. That move by Lucy Budicel around the outside into turn 6, certainly one of the overtaking moves of the year in World WCR for me. It's a fantastic achievement by all our riders here. First win of her career for Paula Ramos makes up for the disappointment of yesterday. 9.5 seconds clear of Beatriz Naylor in second place. Naylor takes her 16th career podium from 24 starts, but she needed to add a 5th career win to keep up her championship hopes. Lucy Budasel, podium number 2 for her from 12 starts over the course of this season. Finish for Paquita Ruiz up there in P4 as well. Some good moves through the pack in the latter stage of that race. Well, it's her best ever result in the World WCR. Eclipsing the 5th place she took at Assen earlier this season, so she'll certainly be pleased with that. Congratulations and commiserations are offered down in Parc Fermé, and we will shortly hear from the top 3. We can confirm the final championship standings. Maria Herrera, the champion, by 5 points ahead of Beatriz Naylor. Chloe Jones takes the bronze medal. What a great second half of the season she had with that sequence of second places, 5 in a row. And Roberta Pontiani 4th ahead of Sarah Sanchez. See the riders head to the podium once all the interviews are complete down there. Well done, Lucy Budasel, 2nd podium of her rookie season.
Lucy, 3rd position, amazing podium to finish the season. Tell us, how was race 2 for you?
Yeah, what a race, what a fight. I just wanted to enjoy and fight the last one time. And also it's the birthday of my brother, so I want to say joyeux anniversaire mon ref, on l'a fait.
Happy birthday and
Gracias.
Congratulations.
Yes, many congratulations indeed to Lucy Budasel. I reckon she's going to be certainly a contender for the World WCR title next season. Plenty to celebrate here in Jerez this weekend. A great bit of overtaking there to briefly take her into 2nd place ahead of Beatriz Naylor. You could see the frustration, the disappointment for Beatriz Naylor down in the Parc Fermé area. The celebrations continue with friends and family down in the Parc Fermé area. We'll hear from our champion fairly shortly, but first of all we will hear from our runner-up in that race and runner-up in the championship, Beatriz Naylor.
Beatriz Naylor, not the result you wanted for sure, but what a race and what a season. How do you feel?
Yeah, what a season, and yeah, what a race today. Yeah, I feel good because today I lost the championship, but it's a winning for me because this is something that I learned, experience, emotions, moments, and yeah, I made a super good season and a final race, and I'm super proud of myself because I worked super hard. And yeah, I'm super happy. Thank you to everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A super season indeed for Beatriz Naylor, battling all the way on the tail of Maria Herrera. Just coming up those 5 points short as well. Hopefully she will come back to try to become the 3rd Spaniard to win the Women's World Championship in 2026. But it's another Spaniard who starred out in front, a maiden win for Paula Ramos.
Paola Ramos, what a win in your first weekend in the World Championship. You should be delighted.
Yes, I am super happy. We work very hard, me, my family, my team. I'm super happy. Thank you.
Well deserved. Congratulations.
A very emotional Paula Ramos down there. That makes up for the frustrations of race 1 yesterday. A brilliant, dominant ride from the young girl.
Yeah, and the years of hardship that go into winning at World Championship level, and she's been able to come through the mill and give herself the opportunity to have a day like today. And this is what it's all about. This is what you train for. This is what you make all your sacrifices for, to have an opportunity like this. And great to see that emotion from Paula as she comes across the line, and then down in Parc Fermé as well. And you just hope that you get to see her in the class next year, and she's able to contend all the way through. She's an exciting rider on the basis of what we saw this weekend.
Paula Ramos began racing motorcycles at the age of just 12 and had to have a 4-year break due to financial reasons. She's only come back racing over the last few years.
Hola, hello.
Well, now it's time to hear from our World WCR champion for 2025, Maria Jerez.
Maria Herrera, you are the 2025 World WCR World Champion. How does it sound?
I'm really happy because this race I was a little more relaxed than yesterday, but I didn't expect the group was too big, and Bea was intelligent like me last year. No, we have to battle in a big group for trying. So yeah, congratulations to her. But for sure, Paola did a great job today, and next year is my main rival. But very happy for my team because last year we deserved it too, and yeah, to my family for sure. Thank you.
Enjoy it. Huge congratulations.
The celebrations then can now start in earnest for Maria Herrera, our new world champion, just really playing it safe in the pack there as her rivals battled it out for the podium. Places ahead of her. P6 for the number 6 proved in.
Yeah, more than enough for Maria to get the championship done and dusted, and that's the target coming into a race like this. And it's deserved for Maria on the basis of what she's done, not only just this season, but also through the course of her career as well. She's been fast in the junior GP days when she was teammates to Fabio Quartararo, and she's been able to show how combative and ambitious she is during her career as well. She's tried to race at the highest levels possible for her, and now she gets that opportunity to win a world championship, and she's able to take it.
It will go far in the world of international motorcycling, whatever Maria decides to do next, whether she will come back to defend her World WCR title next season. Maybe she'll follow Ana Carrasco's route this season up into the FIM Supersports World Championship. She's appeared in Supersport 300 in the past. Beatriz Naylor does get the consolation of the Pirelli Best Lap Award from the championship this year. And we will see the riders head up onto the podium very shortly. As the celebrations begin in earnest, the Spanish fans will be in full voice here at Jerez.
So for the English-speaking fans
for the FIM Supersport 300 World Championship, get ready to decide their title as well. So the riders make their way forward towards the podium then. 2 Spanish riders up there on podium. And France represented as well. Lucy Budasel certainly marking herself out as a real star of the future alongside Paola Ramos. If they choose to continue in the championship, the future is very bright for World WCR in 2026 and beyond. Maria's barely being allowed to get through to the podium for the celebrations there.
Good reaction as Maria makes her walk through. There'll be the race podium and then the champions podium, and for Herrera you can see the crowd looking to give her her moment of acclaim.
So the riders step forward onto the podium, then Lucy Budasel, a second career podium for her. Beatriz Naylor in second place, a 16th career podium. On the podium in every single race this season. Crossed the line 4th yesterday, promoted into 3rd place, and Paola Ramos, fantastic ride to dominate that second race, making up for the disappointment of yesterday. The Spanish fans in full voice down in Parc Fermé as we await the awards to be presented.
To begin the presentations, please sir, with our 3rd place trophy to Lucy Budasel.
Trophies being handed out, the replica sherry glasses here in the sherry producing region of southern Spain.
Yeah, nice trophies there, and for Lucy Budasel, a really good end of the season. Donington Park to her home round in Magny-Cours and here in Jerez. She's been able to have a really strong second half of the year. Good rookie campaign for her, and she's been able to come away with another podium.
Beatriz Naylor battling as hard as ever, just coming up that little bit short. You could see the disappointments down in Parc Fermé, but she will go again. A lot of mixed emotions for her this weekend. Saw her frustration yesterday at the end of race number 1 after that tangle with Paola Ramos on the last lap. Initially dropped to the 4th place, but she keeps up her perfect run of podiums this year. And Paola Ramos it is who takes the winner's trophy, possibly a women's world champion of the future. We will wait and see in the next couple of years. Makes the floral tributes as well, and now we'll hear the national anthem of the winning rider, the national anthem of Spain.
The national anthem of Spain.
The national anthem of Spain has been heard at all but one race in the FIM World WCR this season, but it is a new winner today. Paula Ramos justifiably cuts loose in celebration with the Prosecco. It's not the last time, I'm sure, we are going to see her on the top of a World WCR podium if she continues with the championship in 2026 and beyond.
Yeah, definitely. What we were able to see from Ramos all the way through this weekend was that she wanted to have those opportunities. She wanted to be able to fight at the front, and hopefully we're able to see her on the grid next year, because she's been able to give us something that's probably been one of the best performances over a weekend all the way through this season, and no fear from her whenever she had the opportunity to go bar to bar with the other riders at the front of the field.
So the curtain coming down then on the FIM Women's Circuit Racing World Championship. They're side by side, there could be contact there. They're across the green, side by side, but it'll be Herrera who'll take victory. Herrera is going in, contact. Herrera holds on for her second race victory of the season. Fantastic start from Maria Herrera. Whoa, that was close. Maria Herrera wins at Donington Park.
I'm very happy with my race, that for sure we have to improve.
It's going to be a fourth race win of the season for Maria Herrera. She takes the first ever race win at Manicourt for the FIM Women's Circuit Racing World Championship. Maria Herrera is the 2025 FIM Women's Circuit Racing World Champion. Certainly is some highlights of a fantastic season there for our new champion, Maria Herrera.
World
She will have
champion
her
is
moments of glory. She is onto the podium. Six-time race winner this year, one win in each of the 6 race weekends we have had this season. She will receive the championship trophy, Gregorio Lavia. Congratulations, world champion, Maria Herrera.
Congratulations to Maria, to the Clint Forward Yamaha team.
Fantastic season this has been all round. The championship in certainly only growing stature.
Yeah, it's the second year we saw much better racing. The big reason for that was the grid was a lot more competitive and a lot closer all the way through. So we were able to see much better racing at the front of the field, a bigger group there, and into the third year, you'd expect to see that trend continue. And obviously, Pei Ramos, what she was able to do today, gives a good indication of some of the riders that we could see here in the future.
Yes, indeed, the likes of Lucy Budasol and Chloe Jones as well. The future is bright for World WCR. We'll check out the full statistics from that final race then. Paula Ramos taking the win by over 9.5 seconds. Lucy Budasol completing the podium behind Beatriz Vela. Paquita Ruiz coming through nicely into 4th place for her best finish of the season. Maria Herrera wrapping up the title. Herrera wins the title by that 5-point margin. Chloe Jones takes the bronze medal ahead of Roberta Ponziani. That wraps up the FIM Women's World Championship for 2025. Congratulations once again to our new champion, Maria Herrera. Join us when the championship resumes in 2026.